Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I
Good
hope you guys
evening.
can all hear me. Can you all hear me?
Good evening.
Yeah.
Hi. So my name is Olabi Steven Damola. Hi. So I'm not as fortunate. Okay. So at the rest of this class, before I go ahead, I would like to know is any of you that are here to learn already into graphic design?
For me, no.
No. All right. It's only the class that is talking. What about the rest? Is any of you into graphic design before?
Some of us.
Yes, I am.
Some of us.
Okay, okay,
Some
okay. All right.
of yes.
What software do you use to design?
Canva.
Photoshop.
I use Canva.
Canva,
I
Canva,
use
that's nice one.
I work with
Corel
Photoshop.
Draw.
Pixel
Photoshop.
and
Oh,
Corel.
you use CorelDRAW. What did I just hear CorelDRAw?
Yes, Corel Draw. Photoshop.
Okay, okay, that's great.
Illustration.
That wow, Adobe illustration. That's mainly for logo and the rest like that. All right. I just want to know at least the software I'll be introducing that you guys will be learning. All right. So for tonight we'll be talking about what is graphic design, the importance of graphic design, and the example of good design and a poor design. All right. So as it is, graphic design. If I refer to graphic design is a combination of design elements. When I'm talking of elements, let me share my screen so you guys can understand what I mean by element. It's a combination of design elements. Can I share my screen or I should just go ahead to just explain?
Please share your screen.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
We're not
What
seeing
about now?
anything.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
We're
when
not
I'm talking
seeing
of
anything. Okay.
you cannot see it now.
Okay, we're
What
seeing
about
it
now?
now. We're seeing
It's
it now.
too tiny. It's too tiny.
Okay, good. So this also you are seeing in Photoshop. So when I'm talking of what is graphic design? Graphic design is the combination of design elements.
No,
Come on, please can you mute yourself, please? Please can
ah,
you unmute yourself?
bane kamar sheet ne za mu fara.
All right.
Ba
When
za
I
ta
was
shu
saying,
da
I said
rana
graphic
sai
design is a combination of elements. When I'm talking of elements, which is design elements, we're referring to font. In that font is what we call typography. Yeah, typography. So
Sorry,
when I'm talking
please.
of use
We
of
can't
graphic
see
design
what you're
element,
saying.
you cannot see.
We can't see what you are saying.
Okay, that you cannot see this.
What you are saying is not showing.
Yes.
You can
Tiny.
only see scroll go back graphic design
It's
training.
showing now.
That's all.
Can you see anything like elements? Okay, hold
No.
on. Let
Yes,
me
showing.
let me join
Yes.
from my.
Showing.
I
Let me.
can see. Oh, maybe her camera has issue. It's clear. I'm even using phone. I can see.
Okay, I will confirm that from my. Let me use the other end. That's what I join with. Oh yeah, I can also see it from here. All right, I said element. Element, like Element. Element. So graphic design is a combination of design elements, font. You can see that font is there. Shapes. All these are design elements, And the two other one I will mention is what is brief and the images. He said design. He said graphics. Then he said design. That means when I'm talking of graphics, that is combination of either shape or dress or that and elements, and the design of how you come out with it for the concept of what you are doing. So graphic design is a combination of elements. In that element, we have fonts, we have typography, we have image, and the what and the design brief to come up with the what with the main message that you want to pass to the audience. If I refer to anything called brief, if I refer to anything called brief refers to what we know as the content of design, the words of design. Now, let me show you something. Let me open this Pinterest of it. Let me just search for any design. Can you still see my screen like this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, let
Yes,
me
we
just
can
search
see.
for any design and show you what I
I'm
mean.
sorry, I've not seen anything.
Sorry, if you can't see anything, log out and log in. We can see. Maybe your network has
I
issue.
already did.
It's your network. Everybody can see it. Sorry.
Yes, we can see.
All right, let me continue. Now, I said graphic design is a combination of design elements in either text, either element, either images and the words to come up with what with a message, a visual content message for a certain audience. There are many audience. There are audience of kids, of the youth and the old. And if you want to break it down for the audience, in that kids, there are also some audience too. This may be those that decide to say they are going to school and those that aren't, or those that are going to church or those that are going to the mosques. So we are talking of youth. In youth, maybe you are talking to those that are doctors or that are nurse. So all this design, the main purpose of design is to pass a message in a visual. When I'm talking of visual, what you can see with your eyes. Now, if we take a look at this one that you are seeing just like so, let me zoom it out. Now, see, it's not working out that way I thought to be. Okay, let me just read it that way. If we take a look at this now, the design element here is this text. Join us old school Sunday whatsoever, Sunday school, all this. They are all design elements. The element that we can see here are text, images, this stamp paper, and what you can even see the background. So graphic design is a combination of elements to communicate a visual message in a visual content of what you can see. That's what we're referring to as graphic design. So before I go ahead, is there anyone that still don't understand what I mean by graphic design? Hello, is there anyone that still don't understand what I mean by graphic design before I go ahead?
No, sir, uncle.
All right, so let me continue. So now I'm talking about the importance of graphic design and why graphic design is important. And of a graphic design, there are many branches of graphic design, though. Branding, UI, UX, product design, and the rest of that. So there are many forms of graphics, even Web 3, Web 2. All these are also form of graphic design. But it just graphic design just have each branches. But what we are directing that we are learning, what we are learning here, we are learning what is basically on graphic design to communicate a visual, like a visual content. So all what we are saying is this session recording. I just in case if someone else who is not
It is
available here to.
recorded.
All right, okay. Let me continue. So for this aspect, I'm going to make use of Photoshop and smartphone so that it will carry along those that they even don't know how to use don't know how to use don't have a system yet. I believe everyone has a smartphone and you can both connect with your so far you have a smartphone and you have a data. Now, sorry, hold on. Okay. All right. So I want to go to the importance of graphic design. Then I will talk about. Please continue with some schemes. Okay. All right. So before I go ahead, can someone tell me to what you understand to what I just explained as what is graphic design? Can anyone? Don't let us waste time, please, so I can go
Okay,
ahead.
you said graphic design is a combination of elements to communicate a visual message.
God bless you. Who is that? Who answered that question?
Dockers.
Dorcas. God bless you, Dorcas. Is it only female that is going to answer question here? So no male, no. I want a male also to give me what you understand about graphic design. No one. Don't let us waste our time. Just move to it and speak. If you speak, at least you understand when you speak out, you're able to understand what I'm teaching you. Okay, don't let me waste time there. Okay, is there anyone that wants to speak? FM. FM, do you want to talk? Can you mute yourself then? FM, can you mute yourself, please? All right, so
Okay.
let me go ahead. So talking about the example of a good design. Okay, when I'm referring to a good design, what make it a good design, and why is it a good design? Now, if you are creating a design, I want you to know this thing. You are not creating design because you like it. You are not creating design because you have a different style of what you want to do. You are not creating design because you have seen one element that you want to use that is beautiful. No, you are creating design for a certain audience, for whosoever that the message is meant for. So this you have to put this in mind. So what I'm saying here now is what make a good design. Now, when I'm talking of a good design, I want to show you one example of a design though. The person just did it based on the how will I put the English? Based on his understanding, and that's a nice try. All right, so I want to find out. It's still dropping. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it has dropped. All right, so now let me show what I refer to as a good design. This website I'm using is Pinterest. www.pinterest. It has an app, but I prefer the website instead, so that the app will not just take up many spaces. Now, what make a good design? Now, don't let me use a general flyer. Don't let me use something related to shop person. Let me search for a conference. Let me search for a conference flyer design. So with this good design and bad design, this is what will now lead to the principle of design. I'm not going to touch everything today, but we'll continue tomorrow. But I will at least want you to understand what I'm trying to say. Now, this is a conference flyer, which is meant for everybody. Okay. Now, what make it a good design? Now I'm going to directly touch the one of the principle of design. So the definition of the principle of design. Principle of design are the guidelines that helps you to create a functional design for your audience. Let me repeat myself again. Principle of design are the guidelines that help you to create a functional design for your audience. That if you take a look at it, they'll not like, no, which design is this one? They will look at this immediately and it will draw their attention. Now, for this limitless elevate youth network brand influence, as you're taking a look at it. Now, what make it a good design? I'm going to tell you, which is the first principle of design. Number one, contrast. Number one is contrast. Can you show me? Can you share? I send the, or shall I show you from my hand? I sent a design of a contrast, principle of design. Or should I go ahead to share it from my end?
Yeah, from your hand is better.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me find it out. Okay, it's in download. Contrast. All right, perfect. This is it. So contrast is one of the principles of design. He said is the placement of different elements to guide the attention of the audience to a specific design or element. Now, contrast is in two different forms. But before I talk about the two different forms, let me explain to you what we mean by contrast. Contrast is what make what is a design to be visible in a way that is not contrasting, is not non-contrasting each other. What I mean by that is this. If we take a look at it, most of if you are going to church, there's a way you dress that your your blouse and your skirt will be of, it might be a different color, but it's going to go in line with each other. That when you put it on, it's going to look beautiful. It's just something related to contrast. It's a placement of different elements to guide the attention of the audience. So when you take a look at your outfits as you are just maybe coming in to church or going out from church, like wow, this dress is okay. So contrast, you know, just go ahead to just use or any design, any color, just wear any color of the dress. Just you have to like also most of the choir they wear black and white. For that alone, if I just notice that, oh, these are quiet, like a contrast. So contrast is in two form. Is in form of what or shape, and is form of what text. Now let me try to see if I can show you what I mean by. Mm, then I can find it, but don't let that one waste my time. Let me just go ahead with what I'm saying. Now to the design, the contrast. Let's see how the contrast working in this design. If you take a look at this limited elevated use network brand sign, you notice that the blue text, the blue text is on white background. The white text is on white background. The what? The let me close it. The blue, this blue background, and the text what are white. That is it. That is what make it possible for us to be able to see it clearly. So if you are creating a design of your own, make sure that is in contrast with each other for someone to be able to see it clearly. That's just the work of contrast as a part of what principle of design. Now, if we take a look at this now, the contrast was make use in this place, in this shape that carries the name. You can see that a deep blue color was used to make an emphasis so that it can carry out the name of the names of those participants that is talking. Now, let me come here to tell you what I'm trying to say. Now, when I say contrast, I make use of contrast using of text and shape. Now, if you take a look at this 10K and the mind alien, you notice that I use a black color of a text, placing it on a white shape is in contrast with each other. That is what makes it visible. So you have to kind of understand this if you are creating design. Now, in that contrast, it is what led to the second options. This to lead to the second principle of design, which is hierarchy. Hierarchy. So hierarchy. Let me see if I have hierarchy here. Okay, perfect. Hierarchy. Now, for this hierarchy, said hierarchy is the principle of making emphasis on a specific text or element in size or color, thereby guiding the audience to the element. You notice that as I'm telling you the principle of design, they are in relation with each other. The first principle of design I mentioned is contrast, then followed by hierarchy. Now, how does this work? When I'm talking of hierarchy, in hierarchy, there are three forms of hierarchy. This a day with healing is what is the heading. Why this becoming bound and break free from pain of sexual abuse as of is the subheading, and the conclusion is what carries this call to action. Like if you are a conclusion referring to a call to action, that means if you are registered for this, you are paying so amount to get this, and this is the date and this is the time. Let me see myself again. Hierarchy what consists of what? The heading, subheading, and the conclusion. If I don't use the word conclusion, I can use the word call to action. So if you are creating a design, break down the brief to what was shared to you in what is the heading, what is the subheading, and what is the body of the word of the design. Now, contrast and hierarchy. I want to put it into each other to tell you what I mean. Now, let's take a look at this design just like so. Perfect. This one right here, I use contrast and hierarchy. Now, how did I make use of this contrast and hierarchy? I use contrast. You know that this photo shoot is a white, like is in white color. This text, the photo shoot text is in white color, which make it comes out that if you take a look at this design, that's the first thing you're going to see clearly. Now, that is contrast. You're able to see it clearly because I use a color that is in contrast with the background, which makes it visible. That is contrast. Now, I want to make use of hierarchy by making us hierarchy. When you are creating your hierarchy, make sure that the hierarchy of what you are creating, like, is in form of the actual message of what the audience will see. The main message for this design is to tell you that there's a offer for a conversational shot, meaning that if you want a conversational shot, when you see the flyer, that is the first thing is going to pass to you. Now, I want to now tell you here how I make use of this hierarchy. How? The first thing first of what I did is what I make sure that the main message in the context for the design is bold enough for everyone to see. You notice that the text that is bigger here is convocation and photo shoot. That's hierarchy for you. It should be our heading. And now the rest of this package is what is the subheading. And why the conclusion? Maybe you want to reach out to what to for the person to get into whatever, maybe you want to take the shot. Then you follow through by making the action, a call to action, a phone number, and what and social media handle. Now I make use of what we refer to as contrast to make an emphasis here. How? You will notice that there's a blue shape here. Perfect. Now on that same blue shape, I added a white rectangular shape on it and place the text on it to make what we refer to as emphasis to what we refer to as hierarchy. So that is what makes you to see it clearly. So that's what about what contrast and hierarchy. Now to the next one, which is the third one, is what proximity. Is a creation of an organized layout to show uniformity in design. Proximity is important in design. All these principles of design I'm mentioning are just the guideline for you to follow. Can you guys still hear me? And are you guys still with me? All right, that's good. All right, let me go ahead. Now, I said proximity is a creation of an organized layout to show a uniform in a design. You'll notice that then in primary school and in secondary school, you notice that there's a way you are being arranged when you're asked to line up for assembly, from the shorter person to the taller person. How is being arranged. Now, for design analysis like this, if you are creating a design, make sure it's in form of uniformity that people is going to see it clearly and it's going to guide their eyes. That's the work of proximity. If you take a look at this design now, I make use of a proximity. How is it proximity? All the shape I use here are in four corner, meaning that they are in square and they are a rectangle. They are in square and they are a rectangle. What do I mean by that? If you see this shape just like this shape just like see, let's say this is the shape. Perfect. Now I can decide to add the text of what I want to add inside the same shape. Now, if you see in between that shape, I can add another shape beside it again, then add another shape beside it again, and add another shape beside it again. Do you see that it still form what this one this like an alignment of proximity? Do you see how it? But now, if we are creating a design of yours now, let's say you've already used a rectangle right in this place. Then go ahead again to use a circle. Okay, let's say there's a circle here already. Then in this place, you decide to use a rectangle. Perfect. All right. Then that same place again, you go ahead to use a triangle. You are kind of like confusing people. Is not in uniformity. You notice that what I make use of here in creating my design, I make sure that what I use are what four-sided, like they have a four angles, four angle. This one that you are seeing here. This is a square. Then I make use of what a rectangle. So if you are creating a design, make sure your design in the form of a proximity. Let it be in uniformity. If you are using a shape that is a rectangle, make sure it's a rectangular shape all throughout. If you're using a circle, is a circle all throughout. Let me see if it's now. If you take a look at this design here now, you notice that the shape. Sorry, I will join back. It's my network that logged me out. All right, sorry about that. Let me just continue from here till my laptop come back in. All right. So the next one I'm talking about is their proximity. So if you are creating a design and whatever design you are creating, if it's a shape you are using, make it a shape and make sure that what I'm trying to talk about in proximity is like it's like arranging, like just the way your rooms are well arranged. That if someone entered, they're like, wow, the beds are here, the TV set is here. So if you are making use of, you are creating a design, make sure that your design is in uniformity. Don't just use circular shape here, then go ahead to use a rectangular shape here or whatever. So make sure it's in form of proximity, just a form of proximity. So that's that about proximity in uniformity. Sorry, so that's that about proximity. So the next one I'm going to talk about after proximity is alignment. Alignment. So alignment is the arrangement of text. Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, it's back. I'm sorry about that. All
All
right,
right.
so
So
let me
let
go
me
ahead
go
and
ahead and
share
share
my
my
screen.
screen.
Sorry about the. What about now? Can you see it now? George,
Not
can
yet.
you see my screen? Okay. Now
Okay.
I want to. I was
Yes.
about showing you something before the network was taking up. Perfect. Now, do you see how this design is in form of uniformity? Do you see how it is? Like there are many pictures here, which you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 12 images. But when the person wants to make use of it, they make sure that it's in form of proximity. So if now perfect. Now, if you take a look at these two designs, let me click on this and show you. Notice that the images are in a square shape, in one square shape. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14. And now, if it, the person that did the design makes use of a square all throughout. Now, if you take a look at the person here, over here, is make use of what of a circular shape all throughout. So you don't just say that you use triangle here, then go ahead again. Can you see? Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Hmm, sorry.
No, 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 we cannot see it.
Yeah, to what I was saying. Please, if you cannot see my screen, let me know. All right, so I was saying, the person that did the design here make use of a circular shape and fix the images inside, and that make it to be uniformity. So that is what we are talking about proximity. Make sure your design is in uniformity. Don't just say you use a circle shape here, then go ahead to use a rectangular shape here. So if you are creating a design, this is what you have to notice. This does the same to the person use over here. All circular for the images. Now this one will be circle, and now the rest of it will be rectangle. And that doesn't only applies to shape, it also apply towards to text as well. Make sure your text are well aligned. So now the next one I'm talking about, I've talked about contrast, hierarchy, proximity. Now the next one of what I want to talk about is alignment. If we take a look at this person design, actually whatever, we can just say maybe he's trying, yeah, maybe that's the person first time or whatever. Now if you take a look at this person design, what's okay? I'll use an example of white space. Okay, now alignment is the alignment of elements and text, either left, right, or center, directing the audience to view the design. If you take a look at this one right here, this one over here is left alignment all throughout. And the way I arrange the shape, you notice that I implement the one of principle of design we call the way I arrange this shape that make it be uniformity. What kind of elements, what kind of design principle did I apply? I want someone to answer me.
Proximity.
Proximity.
Uh,
Perfect.
no.
So what's the main
Proximity.
The
How
main
can
the
we
main
say
synonym
left
of
alignment?
proximity.
Alignment.
No. It's we measure proximity, which is right. What's the synonym of proximity?
Uniformity.
You said uniformity. Sorry.
Sorry,
So
come again,
what
please.
you told me that the way I arrange these shapes that is a well aligned. You said is uniformity, which is right. But I want to tell me the synonym of that uniformity, that the main name of that uniformity.
Proximity.
God bless you. Proximity. That means you are following.
Proximity.
Yeah, proximity. So that's what I did here. This hour. So in this alignment, there's left alignment, there's right alignment, and there's the centered alignment. You can say center or middle alignment. Now, I want you to know this. How can you know if a design is left, right, or center? How? Let me show you what make it possible. Now, if you take a look at this design
This
just
one.
like so, it is what it is centered alignment. Centered alignment. Why is it centered alignment? You will notice that most of the texts are well what in the center, like they are well what in the center. The secret of brand, the images are also what in the center. That is what make it what is centered alignment. Now, if we take a look at this design right here, this design that you are seeing here is what is left alignment. What makes it left alignment? The most of the texts are aligned by the what? By the left. Why the images was what? Aligned by the what? By the right. The main content of design, most of it are by the left. That is why it is called left alignment. Now, if we take a look at this, the design I did here, this one, that is what this one that I are seeing is what is right alignment. Why is it right alignment? Almost of the contents of the design are by the left. They are what? They are by the left. That is what make it what? Left alignment. They are what? By the left. Now, and what? The images are what? The image is because it's one. Is what? Is by the left. While the all main tests are what? Are by the right. So if you are creating a design, ask yourself, what kind of alignment am I following? What kind of alignment should I go ahead to create? So you don't just create a design, just go ahead, open your Canva, open your laptop, open your corridor, and just create a design. Think of the kind of alignment that you want to use for your design. And if you pick a good alignment, a good alignment, that is what make it work, the design to be functional. Like it is not be clumsy, it is not be that crowded that people will not like the direction. Now, if you take a light design here, the first thing I make use of what is contrast, making sure that the text and the shape I use are contrast in a way that you are able to see it clearly. That's contrast. And the next one is what hierarchy. The main message here is a date healing, a date with healing. That's the heading. And the subheading is what? The coming ban, break free from all the. And the call to action, which is the amount and the date. And just like that. And even there's a link added to it, it's also what? The call to action. So I obey the principle of design, making the use of what? Making use of proximity. Using, you see, I use a shape. I use a what? A rectangle and a square shape here. All throughout. A four corner shape. Which makes it what? Proximity. In a uniform. So I make use of what? Contrast, alignment, and what? Proximity, and what? Design and hierarchy, making four. So if you are creating your design, choose the kind of alignment that you want for your design. This one that I'm just about to display is what center alignment. Center is the middle alignment. So if you are creating your design, just think about it. What kind of alignment did I want to use? What kind of alignment would it best suit? So if you are creating your design, don't just create and create your anyhow design. Look at this. This is what left alignment, because the main what the main content are by the left. Same thing as this one. For the design are what by the left. So choose the alignment that you want to use for your design before you try to use it. Don't just try to use any alignment. So that is what I'm going to explain. This is what alignment said. The alignment of elements and text, either left, right, or center, to aid the easier way of directing what the audience to view the design. That about what alignment. So the next one I'm going to talk about, let me take a look at it. The next one I will talk about is white space. White space. White space is also called negative space. Just like proximity is also called what uniformity. But the main name for it is what? Is proximity. Now, white space. White space is also called negative space. It's a blank space in design which is to make design breathe and give clear readability. Even God, the God that created heaven and the earth, that created us, also follow principle of design. You will take a look at this that your your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ear, there are spaces. Your nose is not closer, it's not that too much closer to your eyes. Do you see? Same thing as that your mouth. Same thing as was that your ear. So if you are creating a design, then that what make me to come to this place. Look at the design this young man did over here. I would say he tried for taking a step to create it, because if you do not go ahead to create a design of yours for the first time, if you are starting first, it has to be anyhow. Like the design will be obvious because it's your first time. But what make him that to him design to look like very like something what we call rubbish is because he did not obey the principle of design. He did not follow the principle of design, which is what the use of what white space. The design is not brilliant at all, and there's what too much of information in it. Let me see if I have a design that I did that are many information. I wish I could quickly see it. It's a design that you'll be given some time that yes, the information will be too much, but that's still not giving you an excuse. Just go ahead to just perfect. I'm glad I found it. Now look at the design now. You notice that it has too many information. We should not do ourselves. Yes, there's too many information here. The what is it called? The price lists and the name of this too. Now, if you take a look at this design right here now, there's a white space. How is a white space? This side over here, there's nothing here. This here, there's nothing here. You can see how it's breathing. Same thing are also this side. So if you are creating a design, make sure that there is spaces for it. Don't just say that it's all same thing as this one, yeah. Same thing as this one here. Do you see? I also make use of what we call white space. The design is there is too much of information there, but you cannot tell me that it's too choky that you cannot see clear. So white space at the negative space, like let there be spaces in your design. Do you see how I did the design? I added image. This is the image right here, but still yet, what happened? There's still spaces. There's still spaces around the design. But if we take a look at this young man over here, there's too much of information for the design. Perfect. But still yet, you can see that it's too shoky. There's no even breathing space at all. All of it from this place down here, the only spaces is just even added even added all throughout placing of text even to the up and down here. And now, who can tell me to the principle of design that I've already mentioned? Who can tell me the one of the principle of design that it did not follow? I want someone to tell. Which principle of design they did not obey?
Alignment.
Let's see. Alignment. Let's see. Yeah, alignment. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. Any other thing?
White space. Is that space?
Why? Yes, white space. You have not mentioned what I want to get.
Contrast. It did not follow hierarchy.
Con-
Hierarchy.
God
It
bless
did not
you.
follow
The
hierarchy.
contrast.
God bless you. Contrast.
Contrast.
The background is already blue already.
Yeah.
The background is blue color, and you are still using same blue color for the background again. How come will it be visible? So it did not be what the rule of what contrast, and it just add an unnecessary outline for the text. If you take a look at the design, I had a last line. I had an outline for this a date with Elim. Yeah, I had a outline to it, but still yet it still carries the message. It just but everything over the outline was added to it. So if you are creating your design, make sure all these principles are in check. You don't just try to say, okay, I like this one, let me do this one. I like that one, let me do this one. I like that one, let me do this one. No. You create a design because it's for a certain audience. It's not because you yourself you like it. Not that you like it or not that you prefer it. You are creating that design for a certain audience, and there's a guideline. It's just like when you want to cook a delicious, let's say a delicious vegetable soup. You have to add salt, you have to add Maggi, you have to add pepper. If you decide to just add only Maggi without no salt, it's not going to give what that feel. And if you add too much of Maggi to eat or too much of salt, nobody dare to take either to take more than one. Nobody will swallow it. So despite this design that yes, there's too much of what content over here, I still make sure to navigate my way through is that the design still makes sense, that the design still breathes, the design still breathes. I obeyed what I refer to as contrast over here by making use of this dark shape color and placing a white text on it. Do you see? That is why you can see it clearly. Same thing as this yellow shape, adding what a black text on it, and same thing as this black background, adding what a white text on it. So if you are creating a design, you have to follow the principles. You don't just go ahead to design it because you wish to. So this is what I want to let you know. Design is not hard. Once you follow what the principles, don't just decide to ignore anything. Now, if you take a look at what I will touch in the next class, which is going to white is important, is this is typography and color. I'm going to touch typography and color because color has a meaning. It has a feeling. You know that whenever it's Valentine's Day, most of the design you see being red color just to show us what as love. So one of the things that can be very difficult for you to come up with a functional design is if you don't understand how to use color and how to use font, which is typography. So I'm going to touch that in the first class, in the second class, alongside with a design that we're going to create to put in. That will be tomorrow. To put in place what we are designing. So before I will say good before I will say that will be all for tonight, I would like to recap myself again. I said graphic design is a combination of design elements can be text, it can be images, it can be shape, it can be icon to communicate a message to the audience in visual content. That is graphic design. And in graphic design, for you to come to functional design, there are principles that you follow, which are called the principle of design. Contrast, making use of either color or shape that will make the content of design to be visible for anyone to see it. That's just the short definition of contrast. And make use of hierarchy. The hierarchy here, you know that hierarchy is used to make an emphasis on the what on the main important words, the main important message in a design. Look at how this rice menu, this pasta menu, these extras, this main course are make emphasis on with incisors so that it can be visible enough for people to see it. So in that same hierarchy, that's what I mentioned of that there's heading. This is convocation shots, subheading, which carry the packages, and the call to action, which is the conclusion, which carry the phone number and social media handles. So I'm talking of white space. Same thing here. If you take a look at design, white space. Same thing here. If you take a look at this design, if you take a look at the design, there's too much of information in it. But still yet, I make sure the design is able to breathe. Like there's still spaces easy. There's still spaces around. Even if we take a look at it here, there are still spaces there are still spaces in between these spaces over here. It's not that it's joined together. Yeah, this here that yeah, this space you are seeing, there are still spaces to it. I did not join it together. See, there's still spaces over here. So it's not just shoky. And I mentioned of what another principle of design, which is what alignment. What I make use of here is what is left alignment because most of the contents are what by the left and the image is what is by the right. So that's that about that. But before then, before I will ask a question, I want to ask you guys, do you have any question about what I just discussed tonight? Let me be mentioning it because I want all of you to talk. Okay. Let me mention names. Let me start with who is going first, or you want me to mention your name? Or if you don't have any question, then tell me what to learn tonight. Can you guys hear me? Like
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
all right, go ahead.
Good evening.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Regarding this design, how do we apply artistic text?
Come again, please.
Right? I said, how can we apply artistic text to our text?
How do you add text?
Artistic text. Apply artistic text.
I don't get you. Can you type that? I don't get it. Princess.
Okay.
You raise Princess John. Raise your hand. Go ahead. Princess John, go ahead. Destiny, go ahead. Since John is not here
Good
to
evening.
talk. Good evening to you, Jensen.
What Mr. Anima was saying was how can we add different style of text? You know, the normal font text is Times New Romance that's any good font design will give you, or good font application design will give you, like Figma or Adobe as your Canva. So what he's trying to ask now is how can you add artistic tests, like all those will I say more graphicalized design or text to your images and all those design. That's what he was asking.
Okay, I get your question. That's not an issue. But we have not get to that place. That is under typography. which is what I mentioned that I'm going to take you guys tomorrow. It's a typography. Was it's under typography. I don't know. Do you get me? Do you get what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, Professor John, are you ready to talk? You guys are no. You guys are no. Gloria was answering question. She's not here anymore. All right. So now let me just ask a quick question before I go ahead to. I'm going to give you an assignment. Okay? But how will they submit the assignment?
You can send your email so that we'll just forward it for you to the email, or we'll send it in the Telegram group.
Sorry. I had mentioned that all assignments should be sent to an email that will be posted on the group. So everybody that registered for graphic design will be added. You will join a group where the email for assignments will be dropped. So you send it to the mail, and then the facilitator will access the assignment from there. Yes. So please check the group from time to time for information. Thank you.
Sorry, what of
When
if
are we
we are not
getting
on the
added
group?
to the group? Sorry, when are we getting added to the group?
I just said a link will be sent to the general group where you will join with. So check the general group, the link will be sent. From there you join the group for graphic design.
Sorry,
It's on
I'm
that
not on
group
the
that
general
the
group.
email will be dropped. Thank you.
That's the general group is the one on Telegram, right?
Yes, Telegram.
Okay. So I don't want to ask a question, right? Before I will drop, I will the assignments you guys are going to drop. So, but for them, who can tell me this is what I'm taking that we are taking a look at just as this just like so. Why is it taking time to? Okay, this should not waste our time. So I want to change. I want to connect to
I didn't
another
get what you
network.
said.
I was trying to change to connect to another network. I don't know why it's not connecting. Anyway, let me just get to what I want to say. I just want to ask just okay, there's not display. Now, this is how that we are taking a look at just like this. This is how you can see right here. Who can tell me what kind of alignment is this?
Okay.
I can't hear you. Go ahead and mute yourself.
It is
Central,
alignment.
central alignment.
Alignment.
Center
Center
alignment.
alignment.
Yeah, you guys
No.
are
Center alignment.
you're all correct. Center alignment. Okay, now let me ask you this. For this one that show calls to volunteer, what kind of alignment it is?
Left
Left
alignment.
alignment.
Left
Left
alignment.
alignment.
Why who can tell me why is left alignment?
Because all
because
the
Because
things
the
that are on the
text
left
of
hand
the
things
side.
are
design.
on the left hand side.
Perfect. Now, I want you to explain something to me using this design. I want you to explain to me. If we take a look at why is this taking time? I don't know why network is not doing well this time. All right, let me download this thing. Now, if we take a look at this design now, you notice that there are too many of information. Yes, that we can say too many of brief. Yeah, but there's this thing that make it to be well in like well aligned, well placed. What's the principle of design that make it possible?
Whiteboard.
Proximity, whiteboard,
Well,
proximity, white space.
wide
Whiteboard.
space, yes,
Proximity.
wide space and proximity.
White
You know
space and
that
proximity.
Why?
the person that did this design,
I say what boy? I say what please.
the person that did this design, yeah, patiently use this word, this square shape, and same thing again. He make use of this same shape again, but rectangular, and make use of this. You see, so if you are like if you're taking it as this proximity, this principle of design are in line with each other. Now, the first thing first, contrast. You're able to see the text clearly. A black text, also in blue text. Now, the person over here now makes use of what I'm referring to as hierarchy, emphasis, make contrast on this. What I mean by the contrast is that you can make use of contrast in on color, on shape and text. Now, this person now make use of the contrast on this text by using the word color or for the text. Can it become a and also what the security attitude stand out. You can see that all this one black and red side. So for the security attitude stand, so the person make use of contrast. And same thing in this place over here. For this for inquiry, make use of a contrast, adding this white text on the what on the
And
blue
the
shape.
blue shape.
Yeah. So now this is your assignment. You are going to number one. I hope you are getting it. So the first assignment is that what make a good design, a good flyer design, or a good let's just say a good design. What make a good design? So what I'm asking you to tell me it they are let it be from your understanding. So that when I'm making a correction, I can help you to improve to your what your understanding. So the first question is what make a good design? And number two, what do you understand by graphic design? Now, if we take a look at this design over here, which is what left alignment, because most of the content are by the left. This is what you have to do. Maybe you are going to go to Pinterest or go to Google. This is Pinterest. Pinterest. Pinterest, Pinterest.com or whatsoever. Just make sure that 5 different design. This is left alignment. So you have to categorize or screenshot or download 5 left alignment design. Then you write it below under it. Right alignment. Then you repeat that for what? Left and center. I don't know if you get me. Do you get that question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you are going to give me 5 each, 5 design each. You can go and screenshot it, you go and download it. 5 design each. You then you indicate the alignment that it is. And also for the principle of design that I mentioned, you are going to give me in your own definition what you understand or what's the meaning of the principle of design. That's question A. A. And question B, which is what you are going to indicate in one design, like a design. You are going to indicate each of the principle of design. look at this now. If I want to indicate the principle of design for this one, hierarchy, I'll just what? I'll indicate that grow boot camp is what is the heading to represent the what? The hierarchy of the design. That kind of that this is the what? This is the heading. So that's I've already what explain myself using a design what I understand by hierarchy. Then a design also what you understand by white space. A design also what you understand by contrast. A design also what you understand by what white space. So that is the assignment. So that's all I have for you tonight.
Thank you,
So
sir.
any question? You're welcome.
Please, good evening.
Sorry,
Please, good evening. I just want to ask for those of us that did not register for this course but want to do the assignment, can we go ahead and do it also?
Israel.
Huh?
Okay, yes.
Um
So, I think the facilitator will have to answer that.
well what I'm suggesting here is that there should be a telegram group so
Yes,
that
there
you can
is. There's a Telegram group where a general Telegram group. Well, we're creating another one for those who registered for graphics design. So you will just what will happen is you will just join that group so that you can get information about anything about graphic designs. I'm talking to
Israel.
Anulika.
Right.
Am I clear?
Yes, please.
All right. All
Yes,
right.
yes, you are. Okay, thank you.
sorry, I have a question.
all right, go ahead with your question.
So this assignment, now I will not even lie to you. Like I was just hearing a lot of things at the same time. Is there a way that everything will be sent to the I don't know if that like is there a way that it can be emailed to us as agreed?
I cannot do that though. That's why I'm asking you to I can repeat myself again if you want me to. Should I repeat myself again?
Yes, please do repeat yourself. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yes,
I remember he asked earlier if you were all following. Maybe your network threw you out at that time. I expected that you'd have spoken up at that time.
it didn't see. No, like I was hearing a lot of things at the same time. I had that we should or what makes a good design, like a lot of things. So I don't know. I think at some point I will just it was not just corresponding again.
Okay. So what we will do is we have a YouTube channel. We would upload the videos. Well, not immediately, but we'll make efforts to upload the videos so that you can go back, watch, and listen. However, if the facilitator is kind enough to do a brief recap so that you can understand, we'll be grateful. So this is over to the facilitator.
Okay, let me just make it a rush. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes,
can
we
you hear me?
can.
All right, so let's go. I said the first question is what make a good graphic design, like a good graphic design? That's number one. Secondly, I asked you in your own understanding, what do you understand by what graphic design? Then as well, I asked you the principle of design up to what I mentioned. Tell me also what you understand by the principle of design that I talk about tonight. And I said you are going to show me a design, how you are going to in the assignment. Maybe you are going to short it or download it. You indicate, let me share my screen and tell you what I'm referring to by that. Hold on. Now, this design, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Can you guys hear me? I'm
Yes,
asking that.
yes,
Can you
I
guys
can
see
see
my
the
screen?
screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Design here. It's just showing. Okay, yeah. Now, if you take a look at this over here, I have to that you should indicate to me this design that you are saying it is left alignment. So 5 designs that are left alignment, you will drop it and let me, and you indicate that this is left alignment. You look for a 5 design, maybe go to Google, Pinterest, or whatsoever.
So, let's try.
So that's for you to be able to see what I've mentioned. So that's that about that. So that's just it. So any question before saying bye bye?
Okay,
Is
are
there
you
anyone?
done with it?
Yes. That's what I'm asking if anyone has a question.
Okay, all right. Okay, as for the videos, yes, we will upload the videos to our YouTube channel. You access it from there. The information will be dispensed in our Telegram group, please. Thank you. In the absence of any question, yes, the link will be dropped. All the information will be dropped on Telegram group. Thank you all so much. In the absence of any question, I think I want to appreciate the facilitator for being so patient and explicit in today's class. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. So next class will be tomorrow. The next class will be tomorrow by the same time. Thank you all.